All right, fifth grade. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of different other kinds of multiplication story problem situations. The first one we're going to take a look at is called equal groups. That's the situation where you're making equal groups of something. So here's an example of an equal groups problem. It says Steph Curry gave out 5 pairs of his game-worn shoes to 6 different schools. How many pairs of shoes did he give out in all? So if we're going to follow that 5-step approach that we learned about to story problems, first I read that. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to underline the pieces of information that I think are really important. I think that one piece of information is that he's giving out 5 pairs of shoes, and he's giving them out to 6 different schools. And we want to know how many pairs did he give out in all. So those are my 3 big pieces of information that I'm going to underline. So when you do your problems today, I want you to actually go and underline those pieces of information you think are important. Okay? And the next step is to think of a strategy. Well, if I'm doing an equal groups problem, I'm going to do a strategy of drawing a picture. You might have a different strategy, but this is the one I'm going to use. So it said that he gave out 5 pairs of shoes to 6 different schools. So I'm going to draw 6 circles, one for each school, thinking about the different locations that he is giving his shoes to. So my strategy is going to be to draw out a little diagram here. And I think drawing out a picture always helps us to kind of visualize and get a really good way to check to see if we are right. So my strategy is I'm drawing the 6 schools, and he gave out 5 pairs to each school. So I'm going to put 5 inside of each school, knowing that he gave out 5 pairs of shoes to each school. That's why we call it equal groups, because he didn't give out 3 to one school and 6 to another. Nope, he gave out the same amount to each group here. Now, my fourth step is to solve it. So in my strategy, I'm just going to count by 5s. Now I'm going to count all the groups. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he gave out 30 pairs of shoes in all. That is going to be my answer right there. And my last step is to think, does this make sense? Well, yes, it really does make sense, because another strategy I could have used is just to say, okay, he gave out 5 pairs of shoes. He gave that to 6 schools, so we have to take 5 times 6 schools. Would also give us 30, so it makes a ton of sense. So the first few problems you're going to deal with these equal groups, where they're going to give equal groups of something to different types of groups. Our groups here were schools, giving out 5 pairs each. So that's your first goal, is to go and try to solve those problems. Good luck.